Independent shop surveys and long-running mechanic forums across the country have quietly answered a question most buyers never think to ask. When a mechanic who works on trucks all day needs one for themselves, which one do they actually buy? The answer is almost never whatever is newest on the showroom floor. It is almost always one of 7 specific engine and truck generations with a documented track record long enough that there is no guessing left to do. This list is built entirely from that pattern, cross-referenced against RepairPal reliability scores, independent mechanic surveys, and long-term ownership data spanning 15 to 25 years per platform. 7 generations. Every one of them named repeatedly, unprompted, when mechanics are asked what they would trust with their own money, rather than what they would recommend to sell more service appointments. We start with a generation that shows up on almost every version of this list, compiled by different shops independently of each other. In 7th place, the Chevrolet Silverado from the GMT 800 generation, built between 1999 and 2006, is the platform mechanics mention more consistently than perhaps any other truck in this entire investigation. The 4.8 and 5.3-liter Vortec V8 engines from this generation are widely regarded as among the most reliable and cheaply maintained V8s ever installed in a mass-produced American truck, with parts availability essentially unlimited given production volume, and a 4-speed automatic transmission with a well-documented reputation for outlasting the rest of the truck around it. The one caveat: intake manifold gasket failure around 100,000 miles on certain build years has a well-known fix costing under $300, which is precisely the kind of manageable, predictable issue that builds mechanic trust over decades of servicing the same platform. In 6th place, the Ford Ranger with the 3-liter Vulcan V6, built through the 1990s and into the 2000s, earns its spot through sheer mechanical simplicity, combined with genuine durability. Independent Ford specialists describe this engine as nearly bulletproof under normal use, with a design so straightforward that diagnosis rarely requires anything beyond basic tools and experience, and documented examples routinely surpassing 250,000 miles. The transmission paired with this engine, whether manual or automatic, has a similarly strong reputation for longevity, and the entire platform's low complexity means repair costs stay consistently low across the ownership period, a detail mechanics specifically value when evaluating a truck for their own driveway. Here is where the investigation moves into engines that mechanics do not just tolerate, but genuinely enjoy working on, because so little ever goes wrong with them. In 5th place, the Ford F-150 with the 3.7-liter Cyclone V6, introduced in the 12th generation F-150 starting around 2011, represents a newer entry on this list, but has already built a strong enough track record among independent Ford technicians to earn repeated mentions. The Cyclone family uses a timing chain rather than a belt, and has avoided the more publicized issues associated with Ford's EcoBoost turbocharged engines from the same era. Since it carries no turbocharger, no intercooler, and no associated failure points tied to forced induction, mechanics specifically favor this engine for buyers who want F-150 ownership without the added complexity, and documented examples show consistent longevity well past 200,000 miles with routine maintenance. In 4th place, the Nissan Frontier with the 4-liter V6, specifically model years after 2010, when Nissan resolved earlier cooling system concerns tied to older transmission designs, is frequently cited by independent import specialists as one of the most trouble-free mid-size truck engines currently on the road. The chain-driven timing system eliminates scheduled belt replacement entirely, and RepairPal's 4 out of 5 score for this platform reflects what independent shops already knew from years of seeing these trucks come through for nothing more than routine service. Mechanics specifically point to the absence of any widely documented major failure point on this generation as the reason it keeps appearing on personal purchase lists. Coming into the top 3, These are the generations that come up not just often, but almost automatically, whenever the question is framed as, what would you actually buy for yourself? In third place, the Honda Ridgeline, with the 3.5-liter J-Series V6. Built across multiple Ridgeline generations since 2006, earns its spot through a solid reliability score, 3.5 out of 5 on RepairPal, and an even stronger reputation among working mechanics. Independent technicians who service both traditional body-on-frame trucks and the Ridgeline's unibody platform consistently note fewer major component failures across the Ridgeline's ownership period, with the one scheduled item, mechanic stress, repeatedly being the rear differential fluid change every 30,000 miles. A simple task that prevents the platform's only well-documented failure point entirely. In second place, the Dodge Ram, with the 5.9-liter Cummins diesel. Built from 1989 through 2007 across multiple Ram generations, holds a reputation among diesel mechanics, specifically that borders on reverence. This engine was built before modern emissions equipment added the complexity that affects newer diesel platforms, giving it a mechanical simplicity that diesel specialists across Texas describe as increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Documented examples in commercial and personal use routinely exceed 300,000 miles, with some fleet operators reporting engines still running strong past 500,000 miles with proper maintenance. The main caveat is finding an example that has not been abused by aggressive performance modifications, since this engine's reputation has made it a popular target for enthusiasts who sometimes push it beyond factory specifications. And in first place, the generation that mechanics across every survey and forum consulted for this investigation named more consistently than any other is the Toyota Tundra, with the 5.7-liter 3UR FE V8, built from 2007 through the second generation's final years before the newer twin-turbo engine replaced it. This engine has one of the strongest documented longevity records of any V8 ever installed in a mass-produced truck, with commercial and personal ownership data showing routine examples surpassing 300,000 miles and a meaningful number crossing 400,000 with nothing more than scheduled maintenance. Independent Toyota specialists across Texas describe servicing this engine as almost anticlimactic, since so few unexpected failures occur across the platform's lifespan. The known maintenance item, a secondary air injection pump that can fail around 100,000 miles, is inexpensive to address and does not affect the engine's core longevity in any measurable way. When mechanics are asked directly which used truck they would buy with their own money today if reliability were the only factor that mattered, this specific engine and generation combination comes up more often than any other answer recorded across this entire investigation. Across all 7 of these generations, the pattern holds firm from the 7th entry to the 1st. Every one of them earned its reputation not through marketing or manufacturer claims, but through years of independent mechanics watching the same engines come through their shops for nothing more than routine, predictable maintenance. That kind of trust cannot be manufactured through a warranty brochure. It is built one oil change at a time, over decades, by the people who see what actually breaks and what simply keeps running. None of these 7 require a mechanic's certification to shop for. Ask about maintenance history. Check for the 1 or 2 specific caveats mentioned for each platform, and the rest of the decision becomes considerably easier than most buyers expect. If this investigation changed the way you look at what mechanics actually drive, hit subscribe, drop a like, and share it with someone who trusts a badge more than a track record. Comment below with which of these 7 generations surprised you most. The next hidden